Movement tips and lifestyle hacks brought to you by FitLabPGH. Movement, a part of making your life complete. Welcome back to another movement tip and lifestyle hack from FitLabPGH. Way back very early on in our video careers, we did a little video on stretching or getting some length in your wrist musculature and your forearm musculature after spending some time on the computer. We're going to talk a little bit today about focus strengthening and range of motion of those areas also using a hammer. So this is not for somebody who has a pre-existing problem such as tennis elbow, but maybe you're noticing a little bit of weakness when you're gripping the tennis racket, or you get a little forearm soreness or weakness as you're doing gardening or something else that involves grasping. You spend a lot of time on the phone, time watching TV, time reading, and it's a lifestyle hack, picking something that you can do at the same time and getting a benefit out of it. So a couple things that you can do with a hammer. We have a very small hammer here. This is a 7-ounce hammer. I would encourage you to start very conservatively. You can actually start out with a heavier hammer and then wonder why you ended up with some lateral epicondylitis, aka tennis elbow, or medial epicondylitis, aka golfer's elbow. So the first thing we're going to do is work on pronation and supination, and this is forearm motion. We're going to start with the elbow at the side. We're going to hold the hammer so the head of the hammer is away. And depending on how far we choke up on the handle depends how much resistance there is. Closer we are to the head of the hammer, the less resistance. The farther out we are, the more resistance. And all we're going to do is control palm up, which is supination, back to neutral, controlling palm up, supination, back to neutral. We may do 8, 10, 12 repetitions. We're looking for endurance, and then we'll go in the other direction. We'll go to pronation. You'll notice the forearm doesn't pronate quite so much. You'll also notice if you focus on my elbow, you'll notice that you don't pronate as much as you supinate. You'll also notice if you focus on my shoulder isn't moving. That's the reason we don't go out with a straight elbow, because we'd be internally rotating the shoulder and externally rotating the shoulder, which we don't want to do. So all we're going to do is pronation, supination. Then we can progress out, hold the arm out, stabilize the shoulder by slightly squeezing the shoulder blade together, and just work on a little bit of ulnar flexion and a little bit of radial flexion. So again, start conservatively. We're working on creating some robust forearm musculature, more for endurance, not necessarily for a sport, but just to help enhance your movement and to counteract the effects of spending lots of time with that smartphone or hunching over the computer. Thanks for joining FitLabPGH for another movement tip and lifestyle hack. 3 times a week, FitLabPGH brings you a movement tip or lifestyle hack. Thanks to the Pilates Body for providing us a locale for filming.